quantity and quality are critical. And you want to be able to establish meaning and value very quickly. So I came from 540 North Lakeshore to here in a taxi. And the taxi driver, I got in, it was a really clean taxi. I said, man, what a nice taxi. She says, that's because it's a woman's taxi. She said, there are 3,000 of us in Chicago. I said, I don't think I see one more than once every 3 months. She says, well, I work this neighborhood all the time, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody more than once. She says, no, I've had 2. And I know that because they had credit cards. She had some nice music on. I said, what's the music? She said, it's Chopin. I said, well, tell me, I said, do you play piano? She says, yeah. And I said, how long have you played? She says, well, since I was 7. I said, how did you come to play piano? And she said, well, there's a competition in Poland under the Russian domain. They picked the most talented 7-year-olds. And in our village, they picked 4 7-year-olds, and I was one of the 4. I said, well, that's really cool. And then I find out that this woman, who is 62 years old, I know because she's my age, and she turns out what she's most proud of isn't her piano playing, but her ping pong. She said, there's nobody in Chicago that can beat her. Isn't that fantastic? By this time, we were getting to Michigan Avenue. By this time, we were at Michigan Avenue, and we got more deeply into the fact that she graduated from high school at 17. She got through technical school, and she learned chemical ceramics. I didn't even know that was an engineering thing. And then she got a job in the Russian hierarchy, and she said how dangerous it was. She wanted out of Poland because when the Russians got drunk, they became dangerous. Furthermore, they wrote on the back of her work, and she never got any credit for anything she did. By this time, we were just turning up here to state or whatever it is. And then we started talking a little bit more, and I'm going, this is a phenomenal woman I'm talking to. And so as we were getting out of the taxi, I told her how much I appreciated being with her and that we have this fantastic weekend seminar. I would love to have her join us. And she says, she didn't have a card. She said, give me your card, I promise. I promise I will email you and see if I can come to this seminar. I hadn't said a word. But it was a meaningful conversation, other than when I was getting out of the taxi, that I was impressed by her, and I was moved by her, and I would love to have her look at our seminar, because our seminar is about getting more out of life. So we're talking about meaningful conversations. We're talking about spending our lives beautifully.